Hi friends, this is Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today for Crafting and Relaxing. Today's video is about the Smash Our Stash collaboration put on by Bourbon Creek Crafts and Fresh and Renewed with Teresa. Those two worked together and came up with this great collaboration idea. And the idea is each month we dig into another area in our stash and we have to use those items. We don't have to use them up. We're not supposed to buy any. And they've chosen some absolutely wonderful themes. If you remember, January was washi. Go back and watch that if you missed it. It was great. This month was 3D embellishments. You have them in your stash. You buy them or you make them, and then you don't use them because they're so thick. So what I did was, as I was tidying or looking around, I threw things into the bin. And I ended up with these adorable butterflies with wire up the middle, and they're pretty thick. And these butterflies with a big jewel. And then I had these two. They're maybe not the fattest, but you know, they're still pretty thick. And then these, sometimes the big ones get a little thick, so I don't use them. And this was full of a whole bunch of die cut petals. None of them were put together, but when you put them together, they can be very thick. So I hadn't used any of this stuff during COVID because, oh, same here. These were layered up with centers because it's hard to mail these items. These need to be either given to a friend at lunch or over coffee, or if you're sending Happy Mail, you could put the card in the box. But to send this card would be like $4. But, oh my gosh, look at how cute it turned out. Okay, these are scraps of probably different paper collections, and I've layered them up and then put a big jewel in the middle. And these are big ones that I wouldn't normally use, on top of a ribbon and happy birthday on, I think, some Maggie Holmes paper, and then holographic paper behind it. I love how this card turned out. It is so cute. Again, can't mail it, but I could hand it to someone and they would be excited. These are the kinds of cards that in a normal world you might hand to a coworker. Then I made some tags and I just went with different color themes. So this one was teal, and here's another item that I don't use a whole lot. I have this whole roll of it, and I think I got it for free somewhere along the way. It's very thick. It is, I don't know. I mean, it's much thicker than all these other products that you can look at. So if you take it and you tie a bow or you put a strand of something across it, it has quite a bit of texture. So I experimented with that. And I have one of these butterflies, and then a flower and a jewel and a bit of stuff down on the back and a die cut, and just brought in that different texture. And I thought it was funny, this butterfly is so big that it makes that flower seem flat. And same here. I think I don't use this, not because it won't mail, just because it looks chunky to me and I don't know, seems out of place. Then the flowers, I have flowers on here and this big jewel, and you can see this is a pretty chunky thing. So again, it's not going to go on the front of a card and mail, but it's cute as can be. Oops. This fell off, didn't it? Clearly I didn't tie it very well. So I had some of this glued down here. And then what I was doing was just bringing in that same embellishment. And I don't use this stuff a lot because it's messy looking, but it is super cute. So I'm just going to tie it back around there. So then I had all these flowers, and I had a couple UFO items sitting out, unfinished objects. And this was a big sheet of gorgeous mixed media that I got at an estate sale. I think it was in a bunch of paper I picked up. And I just decided it needed to be a journal cover. It did have a bit of damage here, like a bend, but I just worked around it. And I marked it with a ruler, and then I took the ruler and folded it around, and I put 2 signatures. Before I did the cover, I put the pages in because I thought it might get damaged. And so what I did was I have a whole bunch of those flowers, and then, oh, I also had these little butterflies. I don't know where they landed, but they were up on foam tape, and they have little jewels, so they're pretty thick too. So The embellishments on the cover alone are like 1/4 of an inch. Wouldn't work for a card, but I really had fun using those chunky embellishments and not being afraid to go crazy. And for me, this is crazy because I have a sort of clean style, so I really had to challenge myself to keep adding. And you'll see I also have really big bling on here. I think it turned out pretty good. I would have liked it to be a little further over. By the time I got the 2 layers of lace and all the stuff, I would have liked it to be over here more, not in the center. But I think it's fun. So get out your chunky or 3D embellishments and challenge yourself to use them, because at some point you will be handing birthday cards to friends at coffee or lunch or coworkers again soon. So be ready. Go ahead and check out all the other collaborators. I'm sure there are amazing embellishments and they're used in a variety of ways, and the links are down below. Next month in March, I think it's a choose your own month. And if that's the case, I'm probably going to do fabric scraps because I have a lot of amazing fabric scraps. And for you quilters, I know sometimes you have a quilting section in your room and you have a paper section. Let's cross them together and see what happens. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.